So what you need to know before I tell you this story is that when I was 13, I used to be a very, very big fan of the heavy metal band Westlife. I think we all know the heavy metal band Westlife. I was obsessed with Westlife because they were a boy band that always sang "I love you," and I needed to hear that. So I was obsessed with Westlife. Huge Westlife fan. The biggest. I still wake up 5 times a year and go, "Ooh, it's his birthday." Yeah. 12th of April, Brian. 29th of April, Kian. 5th of July, Shane. Do you want to do this? I can do this. I once woke up and thought, "Ooh, it's Barry's birthday. That's Mark's brother." Yeah. Huge Westlife fan. Huge. And one day, when I was 13, me and my friend Sarah, who was also a Westlife fan, but now has a life? What? It's like she doesn't even talk about it. We won a competition to fly to London and meet Westlife on Danish national TV. This is absolutely true. You go to YouTube, search for Sofie Hagen Westlife. The video is up there. I put it up there. Why wouldn't I? Best day of my life. And it was so surreal. We were flying out with this Danish producer who seemed very nervous. I think it was one of her first days at work. And just when we walked into this conference room in this fancy hotel, they were sitting there and they looked like an album cover. Because they'd been placed, probably by a PR person, they'd been placed on this 2-person couch, right? And on the seats closest to me and Sarah were our favorites. So my favorite was Brian and Sarah's favorite was Mark. Who was yours? Okay. It feels lonely. And on the back of the couch was Nicky, Kian, and Shane, right? So they looked like an album cover. And we sat down in these huge armchairs right next to them, and we started interviewing them, and it went well, right? It was just perfect. They were so nice. Everything went exactly the way we could possibly imagine it going. But when we were done, there began to be a bit of chaos in this room, and everyone started, rearranging cameras and stuff, and we were taught to be rushed out of the. We were asked to rush out of the room because they had to do a new interview, so we had to leave the room immediately. So the Danish producer were kind of rushing us out of the room, and when we reached the exit, she went, "Oh, wait! Shit! Oh, we forgot to do a promo video. We need to do a 10-second video where you're in the same shot as Westlife, and then you look into the camera and you go, what is on Sunday at 10 a.m.? That's all we need. If we don't get that, no one will watch the show. So get back in the room, get back in the room." And she was pushing us up against the band. And she was saying wait, everyone, wait, we just need one. So sorry, everyone, we're so sorry. Right, we need you all to be in the same shot as the band. How can we, is there a smaller chair? It's not a chair. Can we squeeze you? No, I can't squeeze. Can you just, no, you can't really, oh, I know. Why don't you just sit on their laps? I was like, sorry, what? It's just that it sounds a lot like my dream come true. Sorry, what's that? And I said, actually, I don't think I want to sit on their laps. And she kind of lost it. She went, "You have to. Listen, we're losing time, we're losing money, just sit on their laps." And I looked to Sarah to get some help, but she was gone. She was on Mark like a monkey in a tree. She was just she's still there. Traitor. So I looked behind me, and the only thing I could see was Brian from Westlife's lap. So I said the words, "Excuse me, I don't want to sit on Brian from Westlife," which is a sentence I will never say again. And the producer lost it. She snapped. She's like, "You have to sit on Brian from Westlife." I was like, "I don't want to sit on Brian from Westlife." She was like, "Sit on Brian from Westlife." I was like, "I don't want to sit on Brian from Westlife." She was like, "Why won't you sit on Brian from Westlife?" I was like, "I don't want to sit on Brian from Westlife." She was like, "Sit on Brian from Westlife." I was like, "I don't want to sit on Brian from Westlife." She's like, "Sit on Brian from Westlife." And I went, "I'm not going to sit on Brian from Westlife because I will break him." I didn't mean I'll ruin him for other women. It's not once he gets a piece of this, it's gonna be bye-bye Carrie Katona. It's not what I meant. I was already fat, and I thought that if I sat on him, I would physically injure him. And that was the moment that 13 years of rage exploded into my body. I had anger in my fingertips. It was like I left my body watching myself from the outside, being like, you're on your own, mate. I'm not getting involved with that. And I was suddenly screaming into this room full of adults, all because they were forcing me to break the legs of the man that I love. So suddenly I was this ball of fury, just like, I'm not sitting on Brian. I'm just poking between the eyes. I'm not sitting on Brian from Westlife. And everyone in the room started chiming in, just sit on Brian from Westlife, just sit. Someone in the back was like, listen, child, sit on the adult. That was British television industry. And tell me I'm wrong. And they're all just yelling, sit on Brian. And I was in the middle going, I am not sitting. I know my rights. Everyone was just joined. Even Kian was like, just sit on Brian. I was like, it's not about you, Kian. This is why they don't let you sing. Now, during all of this, Brian, he'd been quiet. Now, you can say a lot about Brian McFadden. But in that particular moment in time, he was really great. I mean, he was really, like, we all know that Brian was a chubby kid. We've all read the biography. I think he understood, genuinely. I think he understood exactly what was happening, because as I was screaming into this room, Brian tapped me on the shoulder and he said, hey, listen, it's fine. Like, just take your time, whatever you need to do, but it's okay. Like, just sit down, nothing bad's gonna happen. I can take it, don't worry about it. And I was like, are you sure? He said, yeah, don't worry about it, it's good. So I said, okay. And I slowly sat down on his lap, and I'm so happy to announce he can walk. And we're married. No. But I'm pregnant. No. But he did leave Carrie. What, you're gonna say that's a coincidence? Only 415 days after I sat on him? I don't think so.